Hello everyone. This is a video on some of the career options that are available for somebody with an advanced degree. I feel like this is a very important topic for a lot of folks who just got their advanced degree or gotten this advanced degree like a couple of years back and still figuring out what are the different career options that are out there for them. And I feel like there are a lot of internet articles on this topic, but still they are very short-sighted and they don't cover a lot of options which I have seen like people pursue. And myself, I got an advanced degree. I got a PhD from MIT, got it in engineering, but after the degree I didn't continue in like you know in like a traditional research or an engineering path. Although I do have an interest in that, I went into more of management consulting and strategy development path. So right after my PhD, I joined McKinsey. It's a management consulting firm. And then now I transitioned to another company where I'm part of its technology organization. And I, you know, help in like building technology strategy for the organization. So I don't do like hardcore engineering, but of course, whatever I do requires some knowledge and thinking about technology and engineering, but not like hands-on engineering. So that's about my background. But I had this question when I got my PhD and I was looking into the career options available, and internet just didn't provide the clarity. It gave me some idea, but I still didn't know. Are there really like other options which I can pursue, or like what is the success rate of you know getting those jobs? So here I'll try to summarize some of those options from my experience. So first of all, what is an advanced degree? So advanced degree is not just PhD. So PhD is one, but there could be other advanced degrees like JD, and then MD. It's an advanced degree in medical field, and there could be other advanced degrees which I can't think of, but these are degrees which are more like research intensive or even like course intensive, but typically they are beyond master's level and they take a couple of years to complete. So by the time you get an advanced degree, it's assumed that you spend a lot of time training yourself, becoming an expert in that field. So there's a lot of conventional thought, misunderstanding and assumptions about like what somebody with an advanced degree should pursue. For example, so a lot of times people think somebody with a PhD should go on to becoming a lecturer or a professor or a researcher in a university, and anything you do outside of it is seen by part of the world as like you didn't succeed in the path you started with, and now you're looking for an alternate journey. But I don't think that is true at all in this world. As you see, like a lot of people pursue PhD to experience that journey, or sometimes they just want stay more time in like college, do more research, work on like cool stuff, but not necessarily they're doing it to become like a professor. So I don't think that conventional thought of a PhD should just become a professor is very true today. And similarly for like a lawyer, like if somebody pursues a JD, it doesn't mean that they have to become a lawyer. If they like, they want to still pursue, they can, but there are other options. And similarly for somebody getting an MD degree, they need not become a doctor. There are other things which they can do, and a lot of people do and become successful in doing that. So here are like six career options, which a lot of advanced degree holders like pursue these six should be seen as like more like themes, but within each theme there could be like hundreds of types of jobs based on like your area of expertise or the job title and so on. And there could be other options as well which I might have like missed, but these are the six commonly I see or I've seen in my experience or my research. And the obvious one in the six is academia. Like I said, somebody with a PhD degree or an MD degree or a JD degree could join a university or a teaching institution and become a lecturer or a professor or a teacher, right? So that's like one of the well-known paths, because so you want to this is for somebody who wants or who likes to teach, create teaching material, communicate the knowledge, help the younger generations to like learn stuff. So if somebody is interested in this field, so so this is like great for them. But it's not like all PhDs or so. Academia is a more well-known path. So a lot of advanced degree holders continue in their universities to postdoc, that is the postdoctoral job, or they continue to become researchers in the same labs they have worked, or they pursue to like study more and continue to do more research or more work in whatever they were doing during their advanced degree. And the second option, which is a little bit closer to academia, is joining a specialized institution like a national lab, like an army research lab, or some Department of Energy's lab, or something else, or where it's basically you're leveraging your area of expertise, but you're doing in more like an institutional setting, but not in a university. And more often these institutions are like labs or hospitals or non-profit organizations. But here you're less focused on teaching, but more focused on research, or sometimes project management, or anything that is like related to your area of expertise. And the third is the industry option. So here, what I mean by industry is you join any a corporate institution, any company, or even a department of the state or federal government, where you are working in a position that is not like specifically tied to your area of expertise, but it could be anything that is relevant to your background or your degree. For example, you could be a project manager. So since during your advanced degree you might have handled some complex projects with stakeholders, with a lot of collaborators, so you got trained in certain for example project management related activities. So that's something which you can do in industry. So it's not directly related to your area of expertise. And the fourth option here is in industry position within your area of expertise. So for example, you're doing computer science, you've got a PhD degree in computer science, you join a company like Google, Microsoft, or even a startup company or any company, and to continue to work on like the computer science related things, like you are becoming like a quantitative researcher, or you become a machine learning scientist, you do robotics or whatever, right? Depending on your area of expertise, that's something you can do. And here it need not be your a company which does something you have done during your PhD. It could be something totally different. For example, if your research was in robotics, doing some computer science machine learning algorithms for robots, but then join a hedge fund which does a lot of trading, financial analysis. But there you're building some computer models. So you're using your expertise, using like what you have done, what you have learned, but in a different context, not robotics, but more like financial trading. The fifth career option is obviously doing your own business. So you can pursue your own business. Could be related to your area of expertise. It could be anything else you might have seen. It could be your family business, or it could be something you're just passionate about. But whatever, where you're building your own venture or you're commercializing your own research. So you're not dependent heavily on like finding a job. So but this is also like wonderful career option. And the last one is consulting. So this one is a little tricky. So here the consulting could be something which you do for like by yourselves to multiple clients. For example, you're a very good mechanical engineer. You have gotten your PhD, you know a lot of stuff about like motors. You have spent 5 years doing that research. So now you're very valuable to a lot of companies who are working on motors. So maybe you could do it in two ways. Like one, you could consult it yourself. You have some contacts, and then you work with them on a consulting project. Or you can join a consulting company like Exponent or any other consulting company which does projects in your field, and then you work as a consultant. So you work with a lot of clients as a part of that company, and depending on like the project duration, you work for the client and then move on to a different client. So basically, you're consulting for like different clients. So you can argue that this also falls in like an industry, without the general industry option, the third one. But if you do it by yourselves, it's a little different. So I just wanted to distinguish that and bucket consulting as a separate thing, because you could do that in a multiple ways. And the other variant of consulting is more like a management consulting or a general consulting, where you could be like an MD graduate, you could be like a science PhD graduate, but you're working for a management consulting firm like McKinsey, BCG, where you're working with clients on some business related topics. Like for example, a business wants to grow their revenues. How do they grow? So you, as a science graduate, work as a part of a team and help them. So here you're not building upon your area of expertise, but you're bringing some valuable skill set from your PhD training, like critical thinking, maturity, and the perspectives on the industry you have worked with. So this is also like a very attractive career option for many of them. So just to quickly summarize the six career options that we have discussed. The first one is academia, like postdoc, professors, lecturers, teaching, and everything into that bucket. And the second is specialized institutions like labs, hospitals, nonprofit. You put like World Bank, Department of Energy, National Health Institution, and all of that. And the third is industry, but with a general job profile, like any corporate company, but the positions need not be like strictly related to your degree, but could be like anything in general, like business development, project management, and all of that. And the fourth is the industry profile, industry option within your area of expertise, like you become like a senior engineer or a researcher in a company. And the fifth option is you start your own business, start your own startup, or your own venture. And the sixth option is management consulting or consulting. So you work with like a lot of clients on consulting projects so that you can do it as an individual consultant, or you can do it as a part of a consulting company. And part of this is management consulting, where you are not consulting in the area of expertise, but you're consulting on a general business areas. But a lot of advanced degree graduates do that because they are hired or for their other skills which they might have like acquired during their advanced degree journey. So these are the 6 career options that I've seen that a lot of people with advanced degrees pursue. But if I have like missed out anything, please so let me know. Please leave a comment, and I can also add them to the description section so that it helps the audience who are going to watch this video in the future. If you have any questions, or if you want me to like deep dive on any of the topics, or if you want to know about like how I or my friends with advanced degrees have gotten into any of these fields, please let me know in the comments. I'll respond, or I'll publish a video on it. Thank you.